Hey everybody, it is Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm out here in the garage, I guess just kind of messing around on my, I guess what we would call a bug out bag, I guess? I don't know. I know I've been needing to put one of these things together and essentially just have a bag with everything I could possibly need if, for whatever reason, we had a bug out, some type of civil unrest, or I guess it's just kind of general prepping kind of stuff. And I've been telling myself I'm going to do this and take this little project kind of serious. And get my bag back out. And I'm out here adjusting all the different straps for all the different lengths and my body and all that and putting stuff in here. Somebody had asked me, why did I buy the Glock entrenching tool? And the reason is, versus I guess the GI one, is that it has this nice little pouch. And literally, it folds up and goes right here perfectly into this pocket right here in the back. So I have essentially I guess it's a little bit of a saw and an entrenching tool. Working on charging up some of my flashlights. I got to keep all my stuff charged up, ready to go. I got one of these gigantic O-lights. This was sent to me for a product test, and it has turned out to be just a very, very, very bright light. Got a tactical light here as well. And what is that one? Yeah, that was also an O-light. Then I got one through night, kind of a large general purpose one. And I got a headlamp, and we're charging all of these right now. And so it's always good to have lots of lights. I do have a first aid kit. This one was given to me by Andrew, one of my subscribers from Australia. So that goes in the bag. And right now I'm just kind of organizing things. I'm also putting some amateur radio stuff in here. You guys may or may not know I'm an amateur radio operator. I hold a general class license. And I have some of my cheaper handhelds out here and some of the equipment that I would need. Some, car chargers, a battery compartment for AA batteries to run this if the power is low. Also a push-to-talk mic there, external, but I can, of course, always run it this way. I have a pouch for it, which these are kind of nice. And, of course, I can hang that off the side of the bag, so I'm trying to set all of that up. I don't even know if anybody's even on the local repeaters right now. Let's see here. I don't know. I was listening to them a little bit ago, and I got sidetracked. Let's see. No. Wait. There we go. I think they're having a net tonight. So anyway, I got this thing all charged up. And, of course, you're going to need some firearms. And I'm putting one of my Glock 19s in here with a couple of magazines. And then, of course, I have a rifle that will fit in here. I know what some of you guys are thinking. A rifle that will fit in there? I've shown this off before, but this is the rifle that I built essentially for my bug out bag. This right here, believe it or not, is a 12.5-inch barreled AR-15. Yeah, that thing right there. So let me show you guys, if you haven't seen this. So I built this using the Cry Havoc takedown barrel system and the Law Tactical folding stock adapter and the Fab Defense pistol grip, which is folding as well. So there's the receiver. So in order to deploy this, you just open the stock like that. Pistol grip goes down. And let's put this barrel on. This could be a little bit tricky to get everything all kind of lined up here. See if I got it like that. And there you go. 12.5-inch barreled AR-15 that folds up into the smallest package possible, and I could put it in my bug out bag. So, that's what I built this for. And essentially, it's kind of inspired by the Air Force Aircrew Service rifle. So, put this all out here in the bag. So I got my radio, guns, lights, first aid kit, got some other stuff. I have some other blades in here. I need to get a good survival knife. I'm thinking about getting the Glock, I think it's the 81, which has has a serrated side to it as well. I actually have one in like every color, but I need to get like one that I'm good using, because I know it sounds weird, I'm actually a Glock collector. I know some people laugh at me about that, but I actually have collected all of their survival knives and all of the different colors that they offer, and including both of the models. So like I think it's the 81 and the 78, but I need one that I could just use and not care about. But those are all kind of part of a display and a collection. Yes, I am a complete dork. Also got a seatbelt cutter in here. Got some, see what else do I have in here? I guess I'm just kind of working on it. So anyway, that's what I got. Got some cordage in here. Got some lanyards. So I'm just kind of putting stuff together that I may need. But yeah, to have a handgun, magazines, a complete rifle in this bag, just ready to go at any time, I think is kind of the way to go. And I just need to get some other blades. But anyway, that's what I'm kind of doing out here tonight. Anyway, just kind of goofing around, I guess. But I want to make a video like I always do every night. Come to you guys, just say hi, see what's going on in the gun world for you. Two things channel-wise I'd like to talk about is I have a issue right now with my SD card. I told you guys in last night's video that my SD card that I've been filming with broke, and it's essentially bricked. It got locked, and I bought one on Amazon, and it was supposed to be here yesterday, and then they said, it got delayed till today, and it's not here. And I looked in the tracking, it's supposed to be here tomorrow now. So I have been unable to film anything. I still got to film a field strip of the Smith & Wesson FPC, and I got a couple of product reviews to do, but I can't do anything until I get that stupid SD card. Upcoming projects. I am hopefully going to meet my friend D here pretty soon. I have a couple of his rifles that I need to get back to him, and need to exchange that out. He's already told me what he's thinking about lending me. It's going to be some pretty darn cool stuff. Another future project, I think for my commentary video this week, I've been throwing around the idea about talking about winning the gun debate and getting laws changed by being smart. And I'm going to use a word that a lot of pro-gun people don't like to use: compromise. Now, before you go frantic typing in the comments, let me explain, okay? I know you guys are already going, I won't give an... Okay, I totally get this. I'm talking about real compromise. You know, I've asked people in Texas Gun Vault poll questions of the week about compromise. You know, for example, would you give up, and I'm just going to throw out some ideas here. I'm not saying these are the ones I'm going to talk about, or they're good deals or anything, okay? Just giving you a concept here. Would you, for example, give up universal background checks for a complete repeal of the NFA and make those weapons available to all 50 states? Okay? Stuff like that. And I really feel like I also want to talk about how we can win the debate, because I think in my mind, we have to play this smart. You know, when a general is looking at the battlefield, and they're looking at how all of the troops are moving, and they're looking at the terrain, they understand that you're not going to win every single battle from every particular angle. If you go in and you have the mentality that I'll never give an inch and anything is an infringement, okay, you are right, and you have the spirit and the passion we want. But you're essentially a World War I soldier that gets out of the trenches and marches into or runs into no man's land and gets mowed down by machine guns or blown up by a mine. You weren't going to compromise, and you were passionate, and you're going to take out the enemy. But you were so blinded by the strategy, or not having a strategy, you lost. And I kind of feel like the pro-gun side, we don't have an organized strategy. The anti-gunners have something on their side. Emotion. They have emotion on their side. Because there's three factions at play here. You have the rabidly anti-gun side, okay? The people that there's not going to be any logic or any convincing or anything to turn them to our side. Then you have our side, and most of you guys are staunchly pro-gun and are no compromise, and you're in it to win it, okay? But then you have this large amount of the population that's in the middle, okay? And they're the important ones that we have to win over. And we're fighting an uphill battle with them. Because most people that are not passionate about the Second Amendment, passionate about guns or modern sporting rifles or whatever the topic du jour is of the time, they're the ones that both sides need to get the support of to pass anything or to vote for them. And when it comes to emotions, the middle ground, uneducated people that aren't passionate most of the time about guns can be easily persuaded by emotional arguments. Okay? Something tragic happens with the use of a firearm. A lot of people are hurt, injured, or killed. The anti-gun rabid side immediately comes out and is like, we have to do this, we have to do that. And of course, on the media, these people in the middle see all of the carnage. They hear about all these terms that they don't understand, like assault weapon. That's not a real term, but they conflate machine guns and semi-automatic and that whole nonsense. It's very easy to get that middle ground, middle of the road people to start posting on social media about guns, we got to do something and all that, even though they're not really passionate about it any other time. Where we have to appeal to that middle ground from logic and reason. We can't win an emotional battle because right now we have freedom. Well, most of us do anyway. So what I mean by that is most people in the country can go to their gun store and buy a rifle like this. And because we have that freedom, people don't appreciate it until that freedom is lost. So it's hard for us to appeal emotionally to that middle ground and go, you need to be passionate about your freedoms. They don't really care. So we have to appeal to them using logic and reason, saying, if we lose these rights, these are the things that could happen. Or this is a slippery slope towards tyranny. Look at this. We have to win we have to win the logical argument where the anti-gunners have to win the emotional one. And it's always easier to win an emotional argument with uneducated people. So, coming back around to what I want to talk about, is we have to play things smart. Now, I actually think one of the worst images the pro-gun side can project is this no compromise. Now, as I said, hold up on the compromise, talk in the comments. Is the staunchly won't give an inch, rabid, angry. We all make fun of the left for being angry. Well, a lot of pro-gunners are very angry when they come across with their defense of the Second Amendment. And of course, I support them. But that doesn't persuade the people in the middle, the people that we need to vote our particular way, or for candidates that you support, or give public support to gun rights. So we have to appeal to them in some way. And just like I was talking about the general that's moving pieces, sometimes a general will move troops to a certain area as a diversion. And that diversion moves the eye of the enemy and misdirects it to a different area. And while they're misdirected, the general can send in troops the other way. And that's how you win the war or the battle. So you might sacrifice this piece of land over here or this objective because you won the bigger battle. You moved the pieces in a very smart way. But because so many people on the pro-gun side don't understand that moving of the pieces, and somehow, you have to give what is a perceived victory to the other side for them to take their eye off the big ball for us to move the agenda in another direction or to have a bigger win, I think it hurts our cause. And so I use the term compromise, and I want to use the term compromise in the real sense of the word compromise, versus us. Normally, compromise means we just give something up and the left gives up nothing, or the anti-gunners give up nothing. I'm talking about real compromise. Because, for example, if we are able to get suppressors off of the NFA, and nothing bad happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we all know suppressors are just accessories. Then, 5 years down the road, when suppressors become much more commonplace than they already are, then we can go to these people in the middle and go, see, blood didn't run in the streets. And it's no different than how they're regulated in other countries around the world. So maybe these other things that we want to remove from the NFA are okay too. So you appeal to them with logic and reason and experience and examples. But in return, you give them something silly, like, okay, safe storage law, okay? Now, safe storage laws don't really do anything. They're not enforced or anything, but it gives them the idea of, oh, we got something done because we want to keep guns locked away from little kids, which is, of course, a good idea, but they want to codify that in law. Okay, so they get a little victory, right? And they're like, yay, we got a victory. And in return, with the compromise, we get something that we can begin to dismantle the bigger gun laws. And I just feel like we need to come up with some type of larger strategy that appeals logically and with reason to the center to get them to come to our side, because it's so easy for them to be pulled away from our side by emotions. In your emotional pleas, your anger is not going to appeal to them, because they don't appreciate the freedoms that they have. But anyway, that's the kind of thoughts that I'm coming up with about this weekend's commentary. I really got to kind of write maybe like a little bit of a bullet point script about it. I know I'm going to piss some people off, like I always do when I talk about it, because there's always going to be the people that are going to misunderstand what I'm talking about. And their whole thing is, it has to be absolute victory or nothing. And absolute victory is the goal, but you're not going to get absolute victory from where we stand today. We have to have a game plan to have small wins, because the anti-gunners win by small victories on their side. You know, a small victory in Maryland, a small victory in Maine, a small victory at the federal level with the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act or whatever. They seem innocuous, but they're winning little battles here and there. And they're constantly moving the ball in their direction. But then, when we have a chance to move the ball in the pro-gun direction, people on our side are like, if it's not a complete repeal of the NFA, it's an infringement, no, say no, blah, blah, blah. Then we lose, because we're not playing the game like them. You know, when we got involved in World War II, when we declared war on Japan, December the 8th, 1942, we couldn't have absolute victory the next week. We had to have a game plan, and it took, 5 years, 4 to 5 years to win. You had to have a game plan, and you didn't win, and we didn't win every battle, So that's the way pro-gunners, we need to start this battle in defending our rights. But I'm just upset that so many people on our side are just so blinded by it that it's either absolute victory and unconditional surrender or nothing at all. And they don't think the long game. I always say in my videos, the anti-gunners play the long game. They have time on their side, because people forget, and they can chip away at things and turn up the heat and boil the water slowly and slowly. And our side just wants absolute victory, no compromise tomorrow. And the two are incompatible. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to mention before I let you go is I'm always acutely aware of what's going on YouTube because I get lots of notifications. By the way, on Rumble, I do not know why Rumble is not syncing anymore. I have no earthly idea. I've been manually uploading my Texas Gun Vault videos over there, and I have them synced, but nothing is syncing anymore, and I don't know why, especially from the Texas Gun Vault 2. So I'm looking into it still, no idea why. But on the YouTube side of things, videos that had been out now, and I've been really good with not getting any videos restricted or have to have manual reviews on them for any reasons or this or that. In the past week or so, 4 or 5 of my videos have gotten these restrictions. And I've asked for manual reviews and I've gotten them overturned upon a manual review. So the content that I'm putting out, I'm very careful that it doesn't go against YouTube's policies. I don't show gun modification. I don't screw on suppressors or anything that can be borderline content. I always shoot in a gun range. I don't curse. I don't do anything that could flag it. But I haven't had any of these restrictions in months. But now in the past 5 days, some of my older videos that have been out for months are getting them, which tells me that YouTube is altering their AI algorithm, seeking this stuff out. So be aware that some of your favorite content creators might be under attack again pretty soon. It's kind of like you just kind of see it coming, and that's what I'm seeing coming. Like I have had a perfect record for months. Perfect record for months. Like every video I upload is great, okay, for them. And I get the little green symbol and all that. And I've gotten, I said, like 3, 4, or 5 videos in the past week that have all gotten the yellow restricted. I've gotten them overturned, but that tells me they're doing something with the AI algorithm and they're just turning up the heat little bit by little bit. So be aware. And if you're a content creator, be aware that that's happening because I kind of see that on the creator side. But anyway, that's what's going on out here. Just working on my bag. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this bag setup? And I still got a lot more to add to it, but I'm going to get this right. And I'm really excited about it. So I'll have a rifle, pistol, radios, lights, knives, entrenching tool, first aid kit, whole bunch of stuff that I would need if for some reason I had to, get out. And I think it's something that everybody needs to think about. So anyway, man, I love this with this rifle. It's so cool how compact I can make it. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for joining me in the garage as always. So, as always, thanks for watching.